welcome to this information evening for neuromuscular therapy, clinical neuromuscular therapy. My name is Richard Rust. I'm a co-director of the school and I'm a director of the Radiant Health Centre next door to the clinic. I just guess to introduce Leon. My first introduction to Leon was I did actually my fascial release course with him. It was many years ago at the zoo. We did at the zoo. And there was some brooms by the zoo. So there was lots of animal noises through the 3 days of the course. That was the 3-day training, and we got to talking, and Leon was really keen to run a neuromuscular therapy course at our school, the Wellington School of Massage Therapy. And I thought I was doing pretty good treatment work anyway at that time. And he said, Richard, trust me on this. You'll open your eyes if you do this neuromuscular therapy training. So I was with some information I had from some other people who'd already done some neuromuscular therapy training with Leon, and he spent quite a bit of time in Christchurch with the Canterbury College and then the Auckland College up in New Zealand College up in Auckland. And so we agreed to have Leon teaching at our school, and it was about mid to late 90s, I guess.
95.
95. And I guess my experience of neuromuscular therapy was it really connected me into working, using massage as a holistic, as a truly holographic way of working with the body. Because working with the neuromuscular therapy approach is based on the Paul St. John's system of neuromuscular therapy in the United States, and it really works on global postural observation and charting and like postural assessment. And if you ever rung Leon up with an issue around a client, he'd say, have you done a posture? Have you done a posture? And so I guess what that did for me, that experience for me was actually always relating everything, even little niggly things in the knee or the pelvis or the neck or the shoulders, to global postural assessment and bringing that into like clinical reasoning. And so the biggest thing I got was not only some extraordinary ways of accessing the body, and already talked to you guys a little bit about that before we started, but also just understanding the body as a holistic unit, as a whole unit, and how that can impact on even niggly little issues that people have that don't seem to resolve. You do your massage work, it resolves, but then it comes back. It always comes back. So that was my experience, and it was I really owe a debt of gratitude to Leon for that, for insisting that he come and teach at our school, and knowing that he would be able to provide some skills and information and understanding and knowledge that would actually enhance my own clinical work and everyone else who did the training. So I did the CNMT training twice in a row, 2 years in a row, to really get it. I'm in the habit of doing that. I often repeat trainings so I can really get it. Maybe I'm slow to do it. But that was my experience, and I've never looked back, and I've always been promoting Leon's neuromuscular therapy course as an option for advanced treatment massage work. So it's absolutely my pleasure. It's a pity we didn't have a few more people coming tonight, but that's okay. We're going to put this on the website just for Leon's presentation. So yes, it's my absolute pleasure to introduce Leon, and he's going to talk a little bit about neuromuscular therapy and what it involves, and maybe get you guys excited about coming to do some more training with that. Thank you.
How you guys doing? Good. Who knows about neuromuscular therapy already? No? I'll have to start from scratch then. But first I'd like to introduce myself. I'm originally from Texas, so I do have a accent. So if you find anything difficult that I say, just ask me and I'll repeat myself. Because you have to remember that you all have accents too. So I might have to ask you to repeat something. And that's okay. So originally, I was a paramedic, and then I became a neuromuscular therapist. And I graduated from the Botello School of College in Boulder, Colorado. And I just haven't stopped since. It's the body is so much in the body. It's just amazing. It's a great adventure for me. Because I did get bored out of regular school. Kind of like Rich was talking about, you only get to a certain plateau and that's it. But then once I took the other courses, I was like, wow, it just opened it up for me. And then I became more and more successful. I kind of listened to some of what you all were saying about money. Well, the more successful you are, the more money you get. And to become successful, you have to know the body really well. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to know the body really well. There's things that you don't know about the body yet. And once you know them, things become easier for you. So actually you have to work less and get more. Yeah? And that's what I'm into. I don't like to work so hard. You know? I like to do things easy and make it work. You'll find a few moves will have more profound effects than trying to work the whole area. But you got to know the area. And that's what we do. We teach you about the area. And some of y'all think you know how to do good shoulder. I can show you the difference between doing a good shoulder and doing a really good shoulder. Right? Because there's muscles that you haven't yet understood yet. And we'll help you understand them. And we'll talk about muscles so intimately you'll know them, you know, off the top of your head. And so I'm coming from places, I love education. I'm like Richard. I took the CNMT twice, and then I became an assistant instructor and then an instructor. So, you know, that's why I kept on doing it. I just loved it so much. And it's great having people like Richard come to you and say, wow, you know, things have changed. I'm doing things that I didn't believe possible. I mean, do you really believe that you're just a muscle person? You know, most therapists, massage therapists, they get, well, I just work the muscles. Well, you know, everything in the body goes to the muscles. So the muscles are having problems. Well, they can make everything else have a problem. And so you can see how important it is to work the muscles. If you read any medical manual, soft tissue pain is 80% of the problem. All right? So any person you have, 80% of the pain will be soft tissue. Well, who works in soft tissue? We do. So we should at least do our best work and get close to at least 80% better for that client. That's pretty awesome. But you'll find once you've reached that area, the body resolves its problem anyway. So you need to get 100%. Okay. So that's where I'm coming from. I'm coming from an educational point of view, I've worked in hospitals with surgeons and doctors, and I've learned a lot from them. For one thing, I don't want surgery. And, but there's a lot to learn from them too as well, because we work hand in hand, and we both can learn a lot from each other. And it's very important to keep your mind wide open. I think they need us and we need them. I don't think we are better than them, vice versa. I think we are on the same playing field, but it's important to educate ourselves. So that's where I'm going to come from an educational point of view. So if you'll just give me, you don't have to talk as long as I did, because I can talk a lot. Just tell me brief things, what you think you might want to get out of this, what you're looking for in your clientele, how to help them out, and a little bit about yourself. So who wants to start first? Before each class, when we work on muscles, we look at a video of all the muscles and we talk about them, what they're doing in the video, and then we review. Of course, I do expect you all to study beforehand, and so we can be more of a review than start from scratch. And from there, your eyes will start to open. You know, they're really great videos because they're real bodies, they're not cadavers. They're, you know, fresh off the platter, you know? And so when you pull them apart, it's real stuff. It's awesome. And that's what we show you before each class. It's great stuff. I mean, we know anatomy. We know anatomy usually more than some doctors have been in classes and physios, and that's interesting that they don't know the anatomy that well. And even some musculoskeletal specialists have been in classes, and they don't even know the anatomy that well, but we learn it really well. So it's great.
Just to follow that on, not to interrupt Leon, but yeah, you're talking about triathletes. You worked, one of the people you worked on was John Hellerman,
yeah, John Hellerman.
who had a medical practice down in the QE2 centre in Christchurch, and I think massage therapists have been trying for years to get in to open a clinic there, and you got in by offering to do him a session.
You know, well, he actually came to test me.
He came to test you.
He came to test me because I had my office across the street,
right,
in Christchurch and Julia, and he came and says, "Oh, you know, I'm running and stuff," so I worked on him. And he got up and he went to test what it felt like, and he goes, "Wow." He came back in, I said, I felt like I ran faster. I said, "Well, you should, because your psoas was blah, blah, blah." He goes, "Yeah, you understood everything I said, but nobody had done that work before." And so when I moved to the QE2 complex, I had the office there first, and then he moved in, and he asked to have a door built between our offices, and then we worked together. So he sent us all his people back and forth. That's great. And we're getting paid ACC and everything. I was always unheard of. You know, because I knew my stuff. If you know your stuff and you talk to people, they can see that. And you don't, you know, and then of course when you prove it on the table, but they have no choice but to believe how good you are. That's much. To start. And we're coming here to school here in Wellington and doing the NMT course, because the way the course is going to be laid out. Okay? First of all, I'll give you, I guess, the theory of what NMT is. NMT, as has evolved here in New Zealand, is completely different than NMT in America, right? Because when I took my course in America, I didn't learn a lot of things you know, right? I had to pick them up along the way. So we've added them to the course. So when in the US, it still was a great course for its time, but you went in with a couple hundred other people, and you're lucky if there's a monitor nearby, and you did the moves and you moved on. Here, we won't have a couple hundred people in here, and we won't have any monitors, and you'll pretty much get hands-on with me quite a bit. I walk around really fast around and make sure that you get it. So you'll get that K2. We never reviewed our anatomy. We never went over posture every time we went to class. That was left to us to do it. We do it here because that is so important. We didn't go into other things in that, but it still was a great start for its time. And so we've evolved as well. So to us, NMT is about knowing the muscles intimately in the body, knowing where the bones should be in the body, right, in line for the posture, right, understanding what kind of pains they are so we can know what to do with a different kind of pain. Like a sore pain is more likely a pain done by somebody overusing their body, a brand new workout or something. So you pretty much flush that area out. But an achy pain will more likely be a trigger point. So then we have to be a good neuromuscular detective, find all the clues, and find which culprit muscle has that trigger point. And it can be very tricky because trigger points can mimic anything the body can produce. Earaches, backaches, toothaches, jaw problems, vision problems, appendix problems, menstrual problems, you name it, it can mimic it, and that can throw anybody off. Pain from trigger points can come from the front, but actually the trigger point will be in the back, or vice versa. So no matter what you do in that area, it's not going to help until you go to the origin of the cause. And then we'll look at different types of other pain, like tension pain, throbbing pain, stuff like that. So we'll understand what pain will tell us as a therapist. Because that's a very important clue to use on what kind of treatment you're going to apply. Then, we're going to use some laws that you'll find in Dorland's Medical Dictionary. Neuromuscular laws, we call them, but they're actually neurological laws. But there are laws to help us understand how the nervous system works. So when we do our job, then we'll understand the reaction that may happen because the job is just done. When we do our work, we'll also find out why it may work or may not work. So you already have ideas of what to do because of the nervous system's behavior. Then we'll review some of the diuretics and the nerve stimulants that people might be having to help them back off that while we're doing our therapy. There's no use for them not drinking water, drinking teas and coffees, and then wonder why they're not getting any better. It's going to take a long time. So with that knowledge of understanding what those things do to the body, then we can explain to a client, and then we can get more progress with that.